Welcome everybody to Clarington Kia, where it's your experience, your way every day, online and in store. And today we're going to take a look at this 2020 Dodge Grand Caravan GT. It's hard to get excited about a van, but hey, I've got kids, so I know sometimes this is the best thing for you and your family. And hey, if it's going to be for you and your family, why not get something nice like this GT Grand Caravan? So the purpose of this video, we're going to go through the exterior and interior condition, as well as some of the great features on this Caravan, so that way you have the confidence in knowing that this is going to be a great van for you and the family. So let's jump right into it. And underneath the hood, we have a 3.6 liter Pentastar engine. The Pentastar is kind of the upgraded engine. It's going to give you better fuel economy, more reliability, of course, which is fantastic. And we can get it started because we have a remote start. So push this twice, it's going to start up, it's going to cool it down or warm it up depending on if it's summer or winter time, of course. Now, looking up front, the GT model has those nice fog lights down in the bottom of the bumper. And speaking of the bumper, it is in fantastic shape. This pearl white paint on this, actually it's not pearl white, I shouldn't say that. The flat white paint, pearl white has that cool kind of flake in it. This flat white paint looks fantastic. It's in great shape on the front. Now coming around to the side, the GT model features these really nice 17-inch black alloy wheels. They look really good as soon as my shadow gets out of the way there, but those are looking super nice. Now down here on the side, this is just dirt. I was scraping at it just a moment earlier just to make sure those weren't rock chips, but no, that's just dirt on there. That'll obviously come out when we give it a little bit better, more detail on there. Now at the side, let's unlock it and show you that it does have power sliding doors. So that side, the passenger side as well. All right, but let's close it back up just so that way I can show you that the exterior condition on the side, I'm not hiding anything by putting that door over back here. That would be a trick, right? Now coming around to the rear, this is where, you know, we put all the meat and potatoes and with the groceries back here. A little bit of a scuff on the rear bumper, and hold on, that's just making sure. Yeah, so just super light scuff. It's actually not even in the paint. Some of that went even buff out. But looking at the rear bumper, there was a noticeable few little chips here, and then down below, I'm not sure what happened, but again, just a little bit of chipping in the paint down there. That's a weird spot for it. Might have been something when they were parking, but nonetheless, not a big deal. Plastic bumper, it's not going to rust. Back here, we do have a power tailgate as well, which is super convenient. Arms full of groceries, big boxes, whatever it is. Pop this open, don't have to use your hands. I love that feature. Of course it's a van. Of course it's got tons of room back here. Now being a Grand Caravan, it does have the stow and go seating. You literally all you have to do is you pull this, which flops the headrest down, and then pull this and the whole seat tumbles back into the floor, nice and easy. I can do it one-handed, but the problem is I can't get it back up, and I want to keep them up to show you the condition of the rear seat. So I'm going to leave them like that, but believe me, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, and then they all tumble forward. If you're looking at a van, you probably already know that, but just in case. Now coming around to the passenger side, again, this side here, fantastic condition. Paint looks good. No big door dings, no big scratches, nothing really to point out there. Yes, the power sliding door does work on this side as well. There we go, get that open for you just to make sure, right? So let's go take a look at what rear passengers have first, because hey, that's why you're buying it. Let's make sure that they're comfortable, right? So you can see right away, we have the captain's chairs for the middle row seating, which I really like. I prefer this much more to a bench seat, because if you have teens or tweens or even adults that like to come along, this is a much more comfortable seating configuration than having a bench seat. You can see you've got your own independent armrests. There's another one on this side here, right? So it's a lot more comfortable. You can see that that seat there is moved back a lot farther than this one here, because they are on rails and they'll slide forward or back, and they are the stow and go seats, so they'll tumble forward and actually fold up into the floor to make a nice flat floor back here if you needed that for cargo. Now, one thing to note, I did notice here on this seat, and I'm gonna try to show you without, it's really hard to show you because my shadow gets in the way, but there's a little bit of discoloration on the seat there, and I'm wondering if that is something we can just condition the leather and get it out, or if it's gonna be there. Just to note, I just, you know, as far as condition wise, there is that, and I only noticed it on this seat, so just an FYI. Now, if you're looking and saying, okay, well, that's great, so passengers can crawl through here and then go that way, and no, not a big deal. Pull this handle, and then this all tumbles up and forward to get into the rear seats, which is a lot more convenient than trying to crawl through there and hang a hard right in the middle of the seats. Now looking up, you can see we've got LED lighting and a bunch of storage in this overhead compartment. But more importantly, back here is the controls for your tri-zone climate control. So rear passengers have their own independent temperature setting, which is a really nice feature to have, because if you've got young kids, maybe, you know, a baby or two back here, you want to keep the climate back here obviously much hotter or warmer or comfortable or whatever the case is for those rear passengers, and that tri-zone is going to really help out. One other quick thing to note, as I'm going to close this up here and just take a look, you're going to see a sunshade on that side window, right? So a sunshade there, so that way, again, keeping the sun out of, you know, their precious little eyes. All right, the front seats, again, have armrests on them. They're in fantastic condition. No rips, tears, stains, or burns on any of the seat. And then taking a smell, it smells absolutely fantastic. Definitely a non-smoker vehicle. Now the driver's seat is a power seat with power lumbar, so that way you can get nice and comfortable. And then looking over here, we do have lots of window controls, because those rear sliding windows go down, and then the back windows will also vent as well. So you get a lot of circulation through the Caravan in case some little funky smells come about. You know, little kids, they love to do that. So then in here, let's take a look at what we've got. We've got a leather wrapped steering wheel, and it is a heated steering wheel. So this will heat up super quick, especially when you use the remote start system. It's going to be fantastic in the wintertime, because this wheel is going to get really nice and warm. You don't even need gloves. It's great. We've got your voice commands over here, as well as the controls to kind of go through the menu system here on the dash. 72,050 kilometers on the GT model. Great, great, great. So now that we've used the remote start, part of the safety features, we've got to put our key in. It's hard to do it with my left hand. I'm not left-handed. There we go. And then there we go. So now we're running, now we're active. It's just a nice little safety feature to have for, you know, your little ones. You can see it's got a digital speedometer. It also has your fuel economy, trip. Everything's all here in the center stack. Cruise control on the right side, and then our gear shift column is up here on the dash. Kind of a interesting thing. I don't know. I personally end up always resting my hand here as it's down in drive. It's kind of a comfortable position. It's bizarre. Anyway, nonetheless, Uconnect system here. We do have Sirius satellite radio, as well as Bluetooth audio streaming, so you can connect your phone there and listen to your digital music that way if you like. You've got a USB port, as you can see right there as well, and then we put it in reverse, and we've got a nice big rear view camera to make sure that you don't go bumping into anything in the back. Down to the center stack, this is where our tri-zone climate control comes into play. Heated steering wheel, heated seats for the driver and passenger, and then you can lock out those rear controls. So in case you got like little 6-year-olds back there that love to touch buttons, you can lock them out and then control the rear temperature just by yourself up here. We have our Econ mode button, which is a nice feature to have. Just kind of tweaks that Pentastar engine to give you the best fuel economy. We have a 115 volt power outlet. I forget where it is. I think it's in the second row. Easter egg. Find the 115 power outlet. In here, we've got, again, a couple more DC chargers, a nice place for your change, and then a nice little spot here for some change as well. Your cup holders, everything's where it should be, right? And then you've got a dual glove box design. And then looking up, two things here. We do have our home link for our garage door openers, but then we also have the buttons for the power sliding doors, which you can turn off. Again, if you got little ones back there driving you nuts, you can turn it off. And the button to get into the rear trunk, so your power hatch button as well, and some sunglass holders there too. And then last but not least, do not leave, because here is our Carfax for the 2020 Dodge Grand Caravan. You can see no accidents reported, registered in Quebec, 3 service histories found. That's not to say that they haven't serviced the vehicle, of course. It just means that but to a reporting center that maybe doesn't cooperate with Carfax. That's actually pretty common. But you can see a no accident vehicle. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Buying a van, maybe not the most fun thing in the world. However, a GT Grand Caravan with leather, with power sliding doors, with the power tailgate, right? White with the black wheels. I mean, hey, you're not in too bad a shape buying this. Only 72,000 kilometers. I mean, it's a great find from us here at Clarington Kia. So if you want to purchase this for you and your fam, the easiest way to do it, you can do it right on our website. We've got all the tools there for you to leave a deposit, calculate your finance payments, everything, so that way you can just purchase this and then have it delivered to your house. Or if you prefer to do it the more traditional way and come visit us here in the store, you can do that as well. We're right off of the 401, get off at Bowmanville Ave, pretty easy. Hang a left and then you're gonna see the store there. So Clarington Kia is where this 2020 Grand Caravan GT is. We would love to see you in store or just to see a deposit online, and then we can deliver this bad boy to your home. So thanks so much for watching. Congratulations to whoever picks up this Grand Caravan, and we thank you from Clarington Kia.